Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about what my actual job is because I really get a lot of questions and messages about it, especially on my Instagram. And I feel like a lot of people thinking that I'm probably bullshitting you guys on what I actually do or not. And I plan to actually just settle this and go into deep description detail on where I first started and everything. So basically, my life and my job and everything, really. And right now, I'm over here in a Home Depot. Right now, I'm trying to look for a pressure washer to wash my Raptor and my Z06, especially since it's gonna get wrapped. I really want something where I can clean it and all that, and especially I'm gonna be taking my truck to work, and I usually work on a construction site where there's gonna be a lot of dirt buildup and everything. And right now, these pressure washers are really too high in PSI, which I don't want to really damage the vehicle. So I'll start heading home. Alright guys, we're heading back, and of course into the Raptor. One of the best things I liked about this one, or about this generation for the trucks, is these headlights and tail lights. They really outdid themselves on this one. Alright, let's get started. I know it's dark right now, and it sucks right now because of this daylight savings time. But basically, this is the only real time I got to even do a video with you guys. So let me go off from the very beginning, I guess. When I started, little quick background about me though first. Let's see. I'll start when I was 17. I was still in high school, of course, and my very first car was a 2011 SS Camaro, which I had to do payments for and everything. And my first job was at a Chipotle Mexican grill, which it was alright especially for a high school student. And I did it for about almost a year. And then after I graduated high school, I really didn't know what to do with my my life, my career. Really, I was still undecided. I always thought I wanted to do financial management. And I just didn't want to go to college just to say I went to college and spend the money, because at that time I didn't have no money nor my parents. And so I gave myself a little time off and whatnot of schooling. I graduated and whatnot. I had great grades, really. I had like a 3.9 GPA. And but other than that, I still just found regular jobs, factory jobs, and just to pay off for my Camaro that I had. And later on, I had a relative of mine that does industrial construction. This is where I'm about to get into it. And once I turned 18, that's when there's a minimum age they allow people to go on jobs like this. And one sec. And my relatives put me in, turn my name in, so I can at least have a good start in construction. That way I can get a feel of it, what it is. My first year in construction, when I was 18, I entered as a electrician in the electrical trade. And basically that year, all I did was pull wire, assemble tray for the wire to be on it, and basically just learn the basics of the tools and material of the job, really. The construction sites that I'm mostly on are power plants, and there's one chemical plant I worked in Tennessee. But that's how I got my start, just from my uncle. At least gave me a chance to enter as a low bottom hand. And I was there. That was in Tennessee, and I worked there for a year and a half, which was great, and I appreciated that he helped me out. And then along the way during the job, I made connections, made friends, and whatnot. After the job was nearly to completion, of course, when jobs come to completion, mostly power plants, that's when they begin to do layoffs. Layoffs are when a reduction of workforce when I'm not really needed because the job's basically done. And that's understandable. That's just the way this kind of job line works. And soon after, I had a message some buddies and whatnot. We, like I said, made connections during work. And next job I headed to was in up and over there in Maryland, in a place called Rising Sun. And I was there for quite a bit. Again, another power plant there. And and this time, that's when I entered the trade that I am now, which if anything, a professional at this moment. And that was when I was like 20 or close to 21. And that's where I started doing my trade and learning more, since I already knew a lot about the material, the systems and whatnot. Because I feel like when you're young, you learn things much quicker and pick things up way faster than people at a older age. And with that being said, my trade has to go somewhere between electrical and piping, where they call us instrumentation. And I get this a lot. I always do when people want to find out what's my job, and I tell them that, and they still don't know, which I understand if you don't know about the industrial construction side of work. Instrumentation is basically, we're the ones that would run tubing lines to the main pipe systems, whether for gas, hydro, or air, really, for whatever it is. And we run it to these instruments. These instruments are called, they're basically devices or gauges that would read the things that are inside these pipes, just like a car would read you your fuel, your temperature, your fuel, anything really. And it's same thing as that. That way, the operators of the plant, they know what's going on through their system, how high the temperature is and the difference for everything. And we're the ones that connect those for them. And that's basically, on an average day, just do that, show up to work. And usually my work, I work an average of 60 hours every week, Monday through Saturday, and only have Sundays off. But during these holidays, like the Thanksgiving and Christmas, we've been working non-stop 7 days just to make up for the holidays they're gonna give us. And I wish I had the time, basically the daylight, to do these videos, because I'm not really a big fan of doing videos at night. But this is just until hopefully daylight savings time is over. Really, is I'm assuming March. That's when the hour changes. But yeah, that's basically my job right there. I'll wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, have to be at work at 6:30. I know that's early, but there's a lot of people working in these plants. On average, between 1,000 to 2,000 people in a single plant, which means you got to get there early to get a good parking spot, because if not, it's going to take forever to get out of there. And that's why I try to arrive early. And I really do not get home till like 5:30 in the afternoon. And those 10 hours a day are honestly turned to like 12. And that's basically the gist of it. I'm gonna try to throw in a video of just a small demonstration on my job. Really not allowed to have cell phones at work, because they name it like a danger to the workplace, really, to have it. You can only use it during break. And I'm gonna try to put it in. If not, maybe next video. And that's just a small sample of what it really is. I wish I can just show you really more on the whole job site, my task and everything. But I just want to tell you that, clarify this, so I don't want none of the people who view this that I'm playing, or someone else is paying for these things for me. And honestly, I don't know what the big deal is of people hiding their income and whatnot. Honestly, I'm not afraid to tell you, really. When I first started, when I was 18, as an electrician, just pulling wire, like I'm more than happy. I was earning like $800 a week. I was like, whoa, this is like really good money, and I can do this for a little bit. And then, like I said, when I make connections with people and whatnot, they're telling me if you really learn a trade you really like, you can go further and earn more money than really. And he was a cool dude, and he showed me his pay stub, and I just couldn't believe it. He was earning $1,800 every week. I'm like, I have good money, but I can have better money, of course. So that's what I aimed for, and that's why I got out of electrical and did instrumentation. And like I said, if that craft's still confusing to you guys, I highly suggest you guys look it up on the internet and read a little bit more about it. We're honestly a small craft. Not a lot of people know about us. But at that time when I was earning $800 a week, that was like $16 an hour. And when I moved to Maryland, that's when I climbed the ladder and I started earning like $23, $25 an hour. And when that job was finished and everything, and I got laid off from that one, I got a call from an old supervisor of mine from Tennessee, and to head down here in Florida, where I am right now at a job. And right now we're building another power plant. This for our client, Duke Energy. And I've been here for 6 months now, and the way I see it, I'm pretty sure I can be here probably another year and a half. There's honestly a lot of work to do. This is double the size than what we had in Maryland. And when I got here, I am now, as I currently speak, I am now earning $30 an hour, and they're paying me 75 per diem. Per diem means they pay you because you're away from home. You're I think the qualifications are more than 60 miles away from home. I live in a place called Denton, Texas, a little bit north up of Dallas, and I'm far away from home. And it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice some things for this line of work. Honestly, it's kind of laid back. It's a lot of thought process and whatnot, a lot of taking measurements and make sure everything's accurate as possible, level plumb. And with that being said, the one thing I think, one of the things that really helped me out to learn the trade real quick is math was always one of my strongest subjects, and I picked up quick on the fractions, decimals, and everything, and that really stepped up my game on running these air lines, gas lines, and hydro lines for all these instruments to the pipes. And I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for everything, everybody that's helped me out, everything. Like, everybody needs a hand, and that's a fact. I have friends always messaging me saying if I can get on a job over here. I could tell them, yeah, I can turn your name. You're gonna start low, and they always tell me I don't mind, man, because it's good money. You come a long way, and I want to be like you. And honestly, I feel great about that. I honestly want to help my close friends and to achieve whatever they want to. But there you have it. And like I said, I'm not afraid to share my income with you guys. It's at a current rate that I work 60 hours every week. I earn roughly $2,200 every week, and that's why you guys probably wondering how am I able to afford a 17 Z06 and now all of a sudden a 17 Raptor. Well, it's because of that. I'm earning good money, and I'm not just spending it wildly. I'm still able to save and whatnot. And honestly, I ain't got no kids, I ain't got no wife, and that'll come in due time. And for this meantime, I'm enjoying myself and trying to be the best me that I can be. And that's about it, guys. If any other questions you guys need or want to ask, then just go ahead and leave me a comment down below. And I hope this guys really helped you out on the thought process of all this, really. And I would like to continue to keep making videos for you guys and whatnot. Please just let me know what you guys think, and leave a comment, a like, and subscribe. Other than that, guys, it's nighttime. That being, have a good night, guys, and I'll see you next time. All right, and Merry Christmas, guys.